Hey everyone, this is Ganesh Joshi. Welcome to Speak Easy. In this video, we are going to share all types of verbs which are used in English. There are three types of verbs in English. First is called primary auxiliary verb. Another is called modal verbs, and the third type of verbs are called marginal modal auxiliary verbs. So let's get started. So first type of verb which I am talking about, that is primary auxiliary verbs. So, what are these primary auxiliary verbs? These are am, is, are, was, and were. Second list of primary auxiliary verbs is has, have, and had. The third list of primary auxiliary verb is do, does, and did. Simply, these are the verbs which are known as primary auxiliary verbs. So, let's understand what are the qualities of these primary auxiliary verbs. These primary auxiliary verbs can work as a helping verb and main verb. Generally, we have got an idea when we say I am a boy, and if you ask someone which type of verb this am is, generally we have got a picture in our mind that this am is a helping verb. But it is not like that. This is not helping verb in this sentence. This is the main verb. Now take another example. I am playing. In this sentence, this am is working as the helping verb and this playing is working as the main verb. So, now let me explain. What is the difference between helping verb and the main verb? If in any sentence there is only one verb, that will be the main verb of the sentence, not the helping verb. But if in the same sentence, if any primary auxiliary verb is there, and with that primary auxiliary verb, if any action verb is there, in that case, the primary auxiliary verb will be the helping verb and the action verb will be the main verb. This is the basic difference between helping and main verb. So, now another important thing is that how can we use these helping verbs into two different modules? Not the helping verbs, auxiliary verb will be the right word. So, if I write, I have a pen. In the sentence, this have is working as the helping verb. And if I say, I have plate. So, when we say I have plate, it means that this is the helping verb and this is the main verb. And this rule is equally applicable to all those auxiliary verbs which I mentioned earlier. So this is equally applicable to all those auxiliary verbs. Let me explain one more example. I do my work. In this sentence, this do is working as a main verb. And if I write, I don't like playing. In this sentence, this don't is working as the helping verb and this like is the main verb. This is the basic difference between the helping verb and the main verb, and it tells that how sometimes these primary auxiliary verbs behave as the helping verb and when they behave as the main verb. I think that this idea will be very clear to you. So let's proceed further. Our next type of verb is called modal verbs. Modal verbs. So what are the modal verbs? Modal verbs are those verbs like can, could, may, might, will, shall, would, should, must, and ought to. These are the 10 modal verbs in English. And what do these modal verbs do? These modal verbs are generally used for taking a permission, for giving an order, for an obligation, for making a polite request, showing the ability, etc. So what do these modal verbs do? These modal verbs help us in taking a permission. When we have to take a permission from somewhere, we use these modal verbs. A common example of that, in school, generally we say, may I come in? May I go out? Can I speak to the manager? Could you please bring me a glass of water? Will you please help me? All these are the examples of modal verbs. Those are used to perform all the jobs which I have mentioned. Now, another important thing is that, as I told you earlier also, English is a subject in which we use the tricks of mathematics. In English, we have got some certain rules. What do I mean to say? I mean to say that when any particular modal verb or any particular auxiliary verb will be used, there must be a condition that which type of main verb will be used after these verbs. So, let us understand these sentences and what are the possibilities. So, I'll explain you in detail what are the possibilities of the main verb. Those can be used after the primary auxiliary verbs, and what are the possibilities of verbs. Those can be used after the modal auxiliary verbs. Before that, two more things I have to explore about these modal auxiliary verbs. First thing is that these modal auxiliary verbs are the helping verbs. These are not the main verbs. The modal auxiliary verbs can never be used as the main verb. You never had seen a sentence like I can, I should, I would. What will be the structure of sentence? I can play, I shall go, I shall write, I will do it. Means that whenever you will use a modal auxiliary verb, this must be followed by the main verb. And basically, in general, the modal auxiliary verb is followed by the base form of verb, that is called B1, or that is called plural form of verb. Second important notes about that, we can never make singular or plural of these modal verbs. What does it mean? It means, suppose if I write, I can play. In this sentence, I is a plural subject, but here the modal verb is which is used, can, is also in the plural form, because as the golden rule of English, if subject is plural, the verb must be plural. And this is the base form of verb play. Now let us take another example. He can play. See these two sentences. In the first sentence, I, which is treated as the plural subject, with that, when I use this can, it is written as can. And the form of verb play, which I used after this can, it is in the first form or it is in the base form. Next time, I took a subject, he, which is similar in nature. But I didn't write can as cans. Because according to the rule, if the subject is singular, verb must be singular. And how do we form the singular verbs? By adding s or es with the verb, we can form the singular form of verbs in case of the main verb. But as I told you that can is a help, all the models are the helping verb, so we cannot use s or es with these verbs. So it will be like as he can play, and there is no impact on the main verb also. If this sentence, if I use any main verb with it, how will this sentence behave? I play, but he plays. I think that idea will be more clear to you. Similarly, we cannot form the past form of these modal verbs. We can't write can to can, may to something like made or whatever. It is not possible to do that. Only exception is there. Sometimes would is treated as the past form of will. This is some common example, because will and shall we also use as the main verb. Because will and shall is the example of modal verbs. Those can also be used as the main verb. As for example, I'll be a teacher. In this sentence, will is a main verb, but actually it is not possible because be is carried there. We can't say like that. So what is the another important thing is that, which we have to explain, that is what are the forms which are used after these primary auxiliary verbs and the main the modal verbs. So let us take the example. If it is am, is, are, was, were, then the possibility of main verb is, it is either the fourth form of verb, that is called V4, or it may be the V3rd. These are the only two possibilities which are possible when our helping verbs will be these verbs. Now, moving forward, if we have got has, have, and had, so what are the possibilities? We have got only one possibility, that is V3rd. Only V3rd is possible whenever we have got these verbs as the helping verbs. The last list is that it is do, does, and did. So when our helping verbs will be do, does, or did, in this case we have the only one possibility, that is V1. We can never use any other form of verb. So as I told you earlier also, English is like the mathematical formula. Everything is very certain in English, but actually what is the problem with us? We never tried in that way. We never thought on that way how English can be so practical to us. So this list is over, I think so. All the primary auxiliary verbs have been mentioned in this list, and I have mentioned all the possible verbs. Before moving forward, I'll explain what is this V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5. I use this randomly in all my sentences. So this V1, let us take an example, go. It's go, then went, and V3rd, gone, and V4, goes, going, it's going, and V5, it goes. Now see, this V1, it's called base form, or it is called plural form. This is called past form, and this V3 is called past participle form, and this V4 is called ing form, and this goes is called singular form of verb. What does it mean? It means the first form or the base form is called the plural form of the verb. It means that whenever our subjects will be plural, we must use the first form of verb, because first form of verb is the plural form of verb. When we have got any singular subject, we must have to use this V5, because this V5 is known as the singular form of verb. Another important thing is that when we add s or es with any noun, then it is converted into plural. Example, if I add s with book, the form will be books. Book is a singular noun and books is a plural noun. But in the case of a verb, it is quite opposite. If I add, let us take an example, come. If I write comes, it is the plural form and it is the singular form. Means, whenever we add s or es with the base form of the verb, it is converted into the singular form. But in the case of a noun, it is opposite. When we add s or es with a noun, it is converted into the plural form. I think that all these ideas will be very clear to you, and please keep on watching our channel and please like and subscribe. So now I think that this idea of V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5 must be very clear to you. Now coming back to the modal verbs. So in the case of modal verbs, I will not write it separately because these rules will be followed by all the modal verbs. So I will write in this way. So how many possibilities are there? The first possibility is subject plus modal plus V1. This is the very first possibility when we use the modal verbs. Let's take some examples. I can go. I should go. He must go. What does it mean? It means that let it be any of our subjects. I have given you a list of 19 subjects. Let it be any subject. And if we use any modal verb after it, the first possibility is there, we can use the base form of verb or the V1. How is it? He can go. He could go. He may go. He might go. He shall go. He will go. He should go. He would go. He must go. He ought to go. Now, you might be confused sometimes. How did I use I shall go? Sorry, he shall go or I will go. What is the meaning of that? When we use will with the subjects like he, you and other subjects, when generally we don't use will, it expresses the surety in the sentence. Example, if I say I will come, it means I must come. And when I say I shall come, it means that the surety is not there. I may come or may not. In the same case, when we is there, if I say we will do it, it means that we must do it. And if I say we shall do it, means that there is not any surety that we shall do it. In the same way, when we use will with he, you, they and other subjects, then the surety is not there. But when we use shall with those subjects, then the surety increases. I think that the idea will be very clear to you. The second possibility is that subject plus modal verb plus be plus V4. This is another possibility. That is example, he must be playing. You should be watching. Like that. So, the second possibility is there. Any subject may be used. After that, the modal verb, then be, and then V4. The third possibility is that subject plus modal verb plus be plus V third. This structure is generally used in the passive voice. Example, It must be liked by me, or it should be done. I hope that all these three ideas will be very clear to you, and if there is any doubt in your mind, you may comment us and we shall try our best to give all the solutions to you. The last condition which is possible with this modal verb is we have got subject, then modal verb, then have, then we third. Example, I might have gone to Mumbai. What does it mean? When we use this structure, subject with modal verb, then have and we third, this tells that long ago I might have done that job, but that idea is not very clear in my mind. I'm not sure about that. When uncertainty is there, this structure is generally used. When we are not sure about that action which we are exploring, in that case, we generally use this structure, subject plus modal verb plus have plus be third. Hope that all these ideas will be very clear to you. Now, up to this video, around 40% of English must have been acquired by us. So, what is our task? What is needed to learn it in a proper way is that keep on writing every day at least 10 to 15 sentences. I'll give you the examples of modal verbs today. Suppose I write, this can be a pen, this can't be a pen, or this cannot be a pen. Can this be a pen? Can't this be a pen? Yes, this can be a pen. No, this can't be a pen. What can be this? This can be a pen. In the same way, we can use any other modal verb. We can use any other primary auxiliary verbs. So I hope that the secret of learning communicative English without the help of any other people, what is the secret for that? First 1 month, you need to write at least 10 to 15 sentences as far as possible. If you want to learn the things so quickly, you may write 25 sentences, 50 sentences according to your capability and according to your time which is with you. Talking about the time, each and everyone has got only 24 hours in a day. Nobody has got more than that and nobody has got less than that. Even our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Damodar Das Modi, is also having the for 24 hours. Mukesh Ambani sir only having 24 hours. You and me also are having 24 hours. So never say that I don't have the time. Because nobody has less or more time. So what can we do with the time? We can only manage it. So hope that all the ideas will be very clear to you. So please keep on watching, like and subscribe our channel. In the next informative video, I must meet with you. तब तक के लिए धन्यवाद. जय हिंद, जय भारत.